Is it safe?
Is it legal?
Is it beyond belief?
Above reproach or below the radar?
Controversial?
From consumer fraud to scams and conspiracies.
Government and corporate corruption? Fact
or fiction?
You decide. Take the litmus test.
It's great to see everyone out here this morning giving up what could be a potentially wonderful looking Saturday morning out there. But you're here for a reason, and because the topic that you came to listen about with the speaker is important to you in some way, shape, fashion, or form. So I commend everyone for being out here today. Okay? A little bit about Lisa and myself. How we came to be here today, Nourishing the Lakeshore. We were both introduced to the Weston A. Price Foundation, which is a large organization with headquarters in Washington, D.C. Through just, I don't know, for myself, a friend of mine on the other side of the state told me something. I went to Grand Rapids, to the Grand Rapids chapter, checked out one of their meetings, and I walked away and said, we gotta have a chapter like this in Muskegon. Lisa, you ended up meeting the same person, how again?
On a shuttle to the national conference.
And she said, well, I know someone in Muskegon that'd like to start a chapter. We got together, met for every week for about 12 weeks, and started our first chapter meeting January of last year. And here we are today. That's pretty much it for that. Again, I never introduced myself. My name is Mark Christensen. I'm one of the co-leaders, co-founders of Nourishing Lakeshore, along with my able-bodied assistant and co-leader, co-founder, Lisa Middlecamp-Lauder. I'm going to turn it over to you, Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, could I just see a show of hands of who doesn't have a clue who this Weston Price guy was? Okay. So we have a few, okay? You do have in your packet a pretty good summation, brief summation. It says Wise Foods at the top. That tells a little bit about Price and about the foundation. Now, Weston Price was a distinguished dentist in the 1920s and 30s and 40s. In the 30s and 40s, he chose to travel the world because he had seen in National Geographic pictures of people that looked like they had perfect health. They had perfect wide jaws, perfect ivory colored teeth, happy demeanors. And so he wanted to find out if those people were real, and he wanted to know what they were eating, because his clients or patients back in Cleveland, Ohio were experiencing crowded teeth and lots of decay, and they were saying, you know, Dr. Price, what should we be eating? And he didn't know what to tell them. So he traveled the world. He found 14 isolated populations, and you can see their pictures on the back banner. And these people truly had perfect health. No cancer, no heart disease, no cavities, and no crowded teeth. They had plenty of room for all their teeth, plus their wisdom teeth, and they had no depression or mental illness. He meticulously documented what they were eating, and he did this very well-researched book called Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. In it, he demonstrated that men and women can achieve perfect health and perfect form, but they must, generation after generation, they had to consume nutrient-dense whole foods and the fat-soluble activators that are found only in animal fats. The Weston A. Price Foundation was started in 1999 to disseminate the research of Dr. Price. And the foundation is dedicated to restoring nutrient-dense foods in the American diet through education, research, and activism. We support a number of movements that contribute to this objective, including accurate nutrition instruction, quite contrary to the USDA, organic and biodynamic farming, pasture feeding of livestock, community-supported farms, honest and informative labeling, prepared parenting, and nurturing therapies. And Dr. Price's last words were, "You teach, you teach, you teach."